Hi everyone, are you ready to be fired up? I've got Mari Ryan here, and she is somebody that's going to help you not only with your own personal business, but also if you have employees working for you. She's going to show you how to have the most healthiest environment to have the most productivity. Okay, Mari, I am so happy to have you. Thank you so much for being here. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Krista, thanks so much for the invitation. I'm delighted to spend some time with you and your audience. Well, I am an entrepreneur. I'm the CEO and founder of Advancing Wellness, which is a professional services firm based in the Boston area. And we work with organizations to help them create workplaces where their employees can thrive.
I love that. So you go all over the place helping people do this.
We do.
Do you go into their companies, or is it more of an online type of a training, or how does it work?
No, it's actually a consulting type of service. And typically, organizations are looking to be able to create a workplace where their people really can thrive. And there's a lot of dimensions that impact that. So think from the smallest workplace to the largest workplaces. There are many, many influencing factors that come into play that help people either really feel good and come to work productive, engaged, and raring to go, or things that even they can be little things that can impact the way someone is able to do their work. So what we really do is we work with organizations to help them look at the multiple dimensions in their workplace. And it can be from the physical workplace to the programs they offer to the benefits that they offer. All of these dimensions come into play, as does culture. The culture of the workplace can be a huge factor in the way that employees perceive the workplace. So we look at all of those different things and then help them develop a strategy for programs or benefits or other elements that are going to help them create that thriving workplace.
Love that. And so what kind of things do you see once you've gone in and helped a company? What kind of things do you see happen? What's the transformation that happens after they hire you? And then don't if you don't have employees, sit back, because she's also going to talk to you. Mari's going to talk to you about ways that you individually can thrive in your own as your own individual business, profession, or entrepreneurialhood, so that you can actually show up better to the world and become more productive and make more of an impact.
Right. So let's think about this in the way that employers can have the impact in this way. So large employers in particular are spending tons, well, all employers are spending a lot of money on healthcare costs. And that's a fixed cost that they really are looking to be able to manage. And yet it's based on the idea that people are healthy and that they are adopting healthy and maintaining healthy behaviors. Well, we know that's not always the case. All of us have some behaviors that may diminish our well-being. And then there's all kinds of other things that might happen, accidents or, heredity and genes and all those things that might cause us to not be so healthy. But the idea behind some of this is creating the workplace. And this can be, again, benefits and programs and the physical workspace where employees can feel like they're part of something that's bigger than just, who they are. They're contributing to something that has some meaning in the world. And this goes to, obviously, when you start to pull all of these pieces together, employees show up feeling like they're cared for, like they really enjoy being there. I mean, how many people do you know who say, oh God, it's Sunday night and I'm anxious already. And then Monday morning comes and I get even more anxious. And they're not excited about going to work. Don't we want our people to show up? And don't we all want to show up and be excited, engaged, and really looking forward to what we're doing in our workplaces? And that's what we really want to have happen. I can't hear you.
I had myself on mute. Sorry about that.
Ah.
I said, and it actually makes the company make more money, because when the employees are happier, they're more productive, the company's more profitable, and the clients of the company are happier.
It's so interesting that people sometimes fail to see the connection between happy, engaged employees and happy, engaged customers. So there's a direct relationship there. We can all tell some story, and we retell them every time we hear them, of that horrible customer experience that you had. Well, if you think about what that individual who delivered that horrible customer experience might be going through personally, they might not be at their peak of well-being. They might not be thriving in that workplace. They might have all kinds of pressures or stress that are impacting their lives. So when we can create these workplaces where people thrive, and we as individuals thrive in our own businesses, that's when we can deliver high quality services in a positive way that is going to make our customers feel good and make them want to come back and do business with us again.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to tell you, from a personal experience, recently I made a couple of bad decisions within my own company, and the morale of my company, it was down, and I saw a huge, and I mean, like a 60% decrease in productivity and sales based upon them not being happy. So more than anyone right now, I know how important it is to make sure your employees are happy.
There you go. That's a perfect example of it. And sometimes, there can be a trigger. One decision might lead to that, or one conversation or one action. So, we really want to be conscious about how we're making these decisions, the impact they have, and then really be talking to our employees and understand, what are the things that work for them and what is not working for them. This is one of the things that I do when I'm working with organizations, is a lot of listening. We do focus groups and surveys to gather information from the workforce to understand their attitudes and beliefs about what's going on in the workplace that is supporting their well-being or hindering their well-being.
That's got to be a hard thing for a company owner to hear, but absolutely imperative, but not always easy, I'm sure.
Exactly.
So what kind of tips and tricks now can you give us for individual entrepreneurs that maybe are solo, working for themselves? How can what you do help them? And what advice would you give?
Yeah, well, this is based on 20 years of experience of owning my own business. So I would start with the idea that we have to put ourselves first. In many cases, the kinds of work that we do, we're always thinking about the customer or the employee or someone else, not ourselves. And yet, if we work too hard, if we work too many hours, if we exhaust ourselves, we're not going to be any good for anyone. And we can't deliver that kind of service. We can't be there for our families. We can't be there to show up in our communities. So my number one rule is to take care of yourself. Find those elements of self-care, is the general topic that I put this under, that nurture your soul. And it could be any number of things. I have some daily practices I use. I meditate, I exercise, I spend time with my dog, I eat healthy foods, and I get a really good night's sleep. And when we can build those practices into our life and be able to put those first. So I'm just a person who happens to really like to exercise and do these activities in the morning, because then they're done and they're out of the way.
Agreed.
So there's no excuse at the end of the day that says, oh, I'm too tired, or I was late getting home, or I got stuck in traffic, whatever it might be. The events of the day haven't unfolded yet. So it gives me that opportunity to put me first, get that done, give me the energy I need to then go and be able to do all the things that my demanding work life will have, and personal life may unfold in that day.
So taking care of yourself so then you can then take care of the customer. I think so many people too, they work when you're self-employed. A lot of times, you leave a 40-hour-a-week job to go take a 90-hour-a-week job.
It's so true. And I think this is one of the things that people leaving corporate jobs or, other businesses and come out on their own fail to really recognize is, and especially if you're a solopreneur, is that you really need to take care of yourself first. And we've all been through it. I mean, everybody who's ever been an entrepreneur will acknowledge that at some point we lose our balance, and we find that we're either working too much, or we're exhausted, or we're juggling too many things and spinning too many plates, and we just don't have time to really focus on taking care of ourselves first. And I don't think it's a luxury. I think it's a necessity.
And that's with, a lot of years of experience here. Thank you so much, Mari. I appreciate your time.
My pleasure. This was really fun. I'm glad we had a chance to meet.
Yeah, we have a lot of little listeners, so hopefully it'll give you some traction.
All right. Thanks so
Okay,
much.
have a good
great
day.
evening. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.